why is the corporate media still going after Bernie Sanders? The election's over. They're still going after him. There's a very interesting article in TruthDig.com about this, written by Norman Solomon. So we've seen since the awful shooting on June 14th of the congressional softball practice, many people in the corporate media. Now, you would expect this from Fox News, but it's like the New York Times and stuff like that are going after Bernie Sanders and saying because the shooter, had posted that he was anti-Trump and pro-Bernie is, Bernie Sanders people are violent. Really? Progressives on the left were known for being such, big gun advocates. It's preposterous. And so why are they keeping going after him? Right? They're still, obviously, the Hillary wing, Hillary and her supporters still won't, they could never look in the mirror and say, we had an awful policy. Hillary's corporate. I didn't, Hillary could never say, I ran a shitty campaign. I know of someone who's a therapist and they've seen that Hillary, that most recent one she did where she blamed the DNC and the DNC's data and computers for why she lost. She was like, she's a psychopath. Like there's a psychosis to this. Like it's crazy. Trump and Trump's, they're both fucking narcissistic psychopaths who just can't admit fault. And the corporate media jumps along with this. So why are they still going after and trying to blame Bernie Sanders for this horrifying shooting? He never said, Trump said, let me get my Second Amendment friends. He talked to Bernie was always, no, I went for gun control. Like, come on. So why is this? Well, let's look at the Washington Post. So they did 16 negative stories about Bernie in 16 hours on March 6th to March 7th last year during the primary. Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post, also obviously owns Amazon. He was paid $600 million to CIA for CIA contracts. They have just acquired Whole Foods. Bernie Sanders is a guy that is very openly against this kind of giant consolidation of huge corporations, right? So now what? Amazon is going to have all of our information on what organic produce we buy? So this is why they're going after him. I'll go into what this article in TruthDig says, which makes a good point. Media powerhouses like New York Times and Washington Post are averse to Donald Trump. At the same time, they remain quite cozy with Hillary Clinton's political orientation, and especially with the sectors of the corporate military establishment that she represents. Like so much of the mass media, those outlets see Sanders as dangerously anti-corporate and way too willing to challenge Wall Street, big insurance companies, and the fossil fuel industry and the like. On a political level, the Clinton wing of the party has been running on the equivalent of dumpster fire fumes since the disastrous loss in November. The party's establishment, entwined with Wall Street and an agenda of continuous military intervention overseas, was just barely able to shoehorn its hand-picked choice, Tom Perez, into becoming the new chair of the Democratic National Convening. So in that joint interview with MSNBC 2 months ago, Perez and Sanders showcased just how different their politics are. Perez mumbled platitudes. That should be the DNC's bumper sticker. We mumble platitudes. We're for equality. We'll fight for you. Lead with our values. Spoke about victims of an unfair economy, but he refused to denounce and even name their corporate victimizers, while Sanders was glad to do so. So that's what they do. They do we got to help working people. No, you've helped screw them over. Bullshit like NAFTA and globalization. 3 strikes, you're out. Getting rid of Glass-Steagall. giving the banking industry hundreds of billions of dollars after Bush gave hundreds of billions of dollars, not regulating them, creating 5.2 million foreclosures in 2009 and 2010. Tom Perez can't say that. He's just got to say, fight with your values and resist Trump, blah, blah, blah. It's because progressives threaten the corporate state. Bernie Sanders is the most popular politician in America, and he's a progressive. And you better believe if they take him down and some new one, Nina Turner or Tulsi Gabbard or somebody rises up, you better believe they'll go right after them. Unless there's just a groundswell like what happened in the UK with Jeremy Corbyn. 70% of millennials showed up to vote for him. Everyone was like, oh, millennials don't care. It was the millennials that got behind Bernie in the primary. And it was millennials primarily, but a lot of people felt very disenfranchised after that crooked primary. And then were chastised by Democrats as, oh, you crybabies, and you voted for Jill Stein, and you gave the election, and meh, meh, meh. Because they are just parroting the corporate media's imperative to take down a real progressive. He is so anti-corporate. Right? When Tulsi Gabbard said, I'm not going to take corporate super PAC money anymore. Boom, she was attacked from the left immediately on Twitter. Immediately. This is what they do. So I'll read this last paragraph from Norman Solomon. Like it or not, the battle over the future of the Democratic Party, including what kind of presidential nominee the party should have in 2020, is already underway. Overall, the top echelons of corporate media are oriented toward promoting the Clinton wing while denigrating the Bernie wing. The forces that brought us the disastrous 2016 Clinton campaign are not about to give up. She'll run again, or Chelsea will run, or something like that. And if that happens, or they'll dress up Elizabeth Warren, she's pretty corporate. If that happens, then I hope Bernie breaks off and runs, and like Nina Turner's his VP. That's what I'd love to see. Oh. Thanks for watching the show, you guys. Like, subscribe. When you share these videos on your social media, it helps us. And support the Patreon. I'm mumbling platitudes. Well, I'll fight for you. The political vigilante.